The best fat burning exercise is probably not what you think. It's not running, it's not burpees, it's not HIIT, it's walking.
But when it comes to like actual health and functionality, I'm like so overwhelmed.
How is it that fitness influencers don't know how to get fit? Coach Greg, and in today's video, Alex Eubank is out of shape.
Bro, so I tried running on a treadmill this morning for the first time, and I don't know how ever. And I'm actually terrified because I'm halfway through the mile, and I'm like, damn, this is tough. My shins start hurting, I'm breathing hard.
Alex Eubank should be the epitome of health. He's aesthetic, he's lean, he exercises, but yet he struggles to run a single mile.
I've trained 10 years, but just for the physique part. And I look at people like Sebum now is getting into like functional lifting, like longevity type of like exercise. And I remember what it's like to be a new lifter into the gym.
And so here's the thing. There's a huge difference between lifting weights and running. And so here's the problem. When you do always low intensity, steady state, you're not actually becoming fit.
I did a mile in like 10 minutes. And I was pretty cooked. And I'm like, bro, I've been working out 10 years. I do a lot of cardio, but it's always like low intensity, steady state.
What you're doing is essentially maintaining what you got. It's giving you a passing grade. And the problem is the fitness industry, it tries to convince you that all you need to do is lift weights and track your macros, your calories, and that you're good. That all you need to do to get in shape is to simply go for a walk. We've seen Jeremy Ethie just go for a walk. This is for old people. If you're a young guy, an athlete, you're under 50, you're not morbidly obese, walking, it is an exercise. It's just going about your day. It's not even Jeremy Ethie, it's the trickle-down economics. It's gotten down to Jeff Cavalier.
The best fat burning exercise is probably not what you think. It's not running, it's not burpees, it's not HIIT, it's walking.
What are you going on about, Jeff? What is wrong with the world? Like, this is the way I see it. If you are going about your day, you're getting your 10,000 steps, you're walking, I give you a passing grade. If your fitness was a pass or a fail, and you're getting 10,000 steps, you're going for walks, you're doing your thing, perhaps you're walking the dog, you're strolling, you pass. I'm not going to give you a failing grade, you pass. If you went to school and I was your phys ed teacher, you are passing. You got a 50, but if you want to move up your grade, perhaps to get a B or an A or maybe an A+, I don't care if you call it ST or whatever, you can't just be walking. What Alex Eubanks is doing is he's just going about the motions. Hey, I'll get my heart rate up, maybe 110 beats a minute. It's all right, but it ain't going to make you fit. It's going to make you passable. And so it would be equivalent to this. If all you do is walking for your cardio, the steady state, easy, nothing intense, it's equivalent to going to the gym and doing warm-up lifts. Hey, it's not bad, right? You go to the gym and you can bench press 225 pounds for 10 reps. You put on 135 for 10. Do 3 sets of that and you go home. It's better than most people, but it ain't getting your bench press up. And so no wonder, Alex, that you're tired. But here's something you also didn't consider. You're allowed to jog slower. You ran a mile and you were cooked. You ran it in 10 minutes. It's actually not bad. Now, would I give you a passing grade? No, it's still pathetic for a man of your stature, for your athleticism and so on. I mean, it's certainly much faster than Mr. Mike. No. But it's okay to start somewhere. You've only been going for walks, going slow, going lazy, relying on retatrutide, the GLPs and so on to keep your body fat at bay. Doesn't use my cookbook, doesn't follow the Coach Greg tips. And so no wonder you can't run a mile faster than 10 minutes and you're feeling cooked. But here's the thing. How many videos have we made on these overweight fat people who are bragging to the world just how fit that they actually are? How they're running and doing marathons. Do you know how fast a 10-minute mile is in comparison to them? Yet it's bravo, turking row to all these women, men who are 100 pounds overweight and they're running 15 minutes for a mile. If they're lucky. And so, Alex, when you jog a mile, slow it down a little bit. 10-minute mile, it's not bad. You're cooked. It was day one. If you jog a mile, perhaps do it in 12 minutes, you wouldn't have been cooked. And so the same principles we apply to lifting weights, which is progressive overload, it also applies to cardio. The first day, why not jog the 12-minute mile? You know how much easier that would have been? It's about 20% slower. And instead of jogging 1 mile, perhaps you would have jogged 2 because you would have had the energy, you wouldn't have been tired, and you would have adapted your body so that you can get used to it. The second day, you run a little bit faster. Before you know it, you're jogging an 8-minute mile. For a man in their 20s, if you can't run a mile in 8 minutes, to me, it's not good. Like, if you're an average person and you don't train, you don't brag about your health and fitness, you're just bro and you're a couch potato, I don't expect you to run an 8-minute mile. It's not bad. But if you're any resemblance to an athlete, if you want to call yourself a fitness influencer and you can't run a mile in 8 minutes as a man, frankly, it's an embarrassment.
Before you say, but Jeff, I already walk. Are you really walking or just wandering? Poor posture, too casual a pace.
Are we really trying to talk about how fast we're now walking? Oh, when you go for a walk, it can't be a slow walk. It has to be a medium speed walk. What are you going on about? Any walk is slow. If you're walking, by definition, you're moving slowly. I'm not talking about race running. I'm talking about people going out for a walk and counting it as cardio. It is not cardio. It's not doing anything to get you in shape. And if it is getting you in shape, that just shows how fat and lazy you actually are.
Stand tall, pick up the pace, and contract your glutes on every step to lengthen your stride and add meaning to your meandering. You should still be able to talk, but you shouldn't be strolling like you're looking for your car in a parking lot.
This is the pussification of America. When people think that if they're walking quickly, that they're exercising. That's how bad it's become. We're not talking about doing suicides. We're not talking about sprinting, cycling, swimming. We're talking about walking. That's the motivation that people need.
Because I'm looking into how to go about functionally training and where to start so I can become like healthier. Because if I'm like this now at 26, when I'm 60, I'm cooked. I'm so cooked.
How is it that fitness influencers don't know how to get fit? I mean, it baffles me. You're trying to tell me that Alex Eubank, who's been motivating people to exercise, who's been an active athlete himself for several years, he doesn't know how to become better at jogging? Bro, you jog. Everything is the same. Replace jogging with any new exercise in the gym. Let's assume he wanted to be better at sumo deadlifting. What would you do? You'd start out with a light weight and you do for however many reps, and then progressive overload over time. You go perhaps a little bit heavier and you add more reps. If you were trying to break the Guinness World Record for sumo deadlift in a minute, something that I actually did, what do you think you would do? You would go and lift the weights and do a lot of reps. And over time, more reps with more weight. If you want to be better at running, start out slow and add more time and add more speed. Same applies to swimming, to cycling, snowshoeing, whatever. Start easy and over time, build it up.
And now I'm looking into how I get into it and I don't even know what to do. Like, I know how to train for like muscle, but when it comes to like actual health and functionality, I'm like so overwhelmed.
I mean, it's shocking. And so here's the truth. If Alex is overwhelmed, imagine how many normal people are also overwhelmed. I certainly believe that Alex knows way more than the average person. And so if he's saying, I need some help, then imagine how many people are watching these videos also need help. And so if you're watching this video and you don't know what to do, you're not fit, you're not in shape, you need to do this. You need to do, at minimum, zone 2 cardio. And what is zone 2? It's not walking. If you can't walk, if you're not walking, at a minimum, this is pathetic. It's embarrassing. I go for walks sometimes. I never call it cardio. I call it going for a walk. When I go to the bathroom to take a shit, I don't say I just get in some cardio. No, I went to the bathroom and shit. That's all I did. And so the next walk you went on, you went for a shit. It's the same thing. And so if you want to actually be fit, it's zone 2. What is zone 2? Well, if you can't jog in zone 2, you are not fit. What does that mean? It means that you jog slowly. A 10-minute mile is not jogging slowly. That's jogging at a medium pace. Jog slow. Instead of walking, doop, 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 you hop a little bit. Doop, doop, doop. Do you want to see it? I will run by this street. Do you now understand? Remember, I was a physical education teacher. I would have the primary kids and I would teach them, this is what walking looks like. This is a slow jog. This is a medium-paced jog. This is a run. When we go for a jog this time, we're not all going to run, because when you tell little kids we're going to jog, they all sprint. They have two speeds. They sit, fidget a lot, and they sprint. They don't have pacing themselves. And so in class, we would lead them. We are now going to jog around the gym. Who wants to be the leader? I pick the fattest and slowest kid in the school, and I put them in the front, and I say, jog. And of course, they sprint, and I say, you're not allowed to pass little Johnny. And so they learn how to not sprint, because little Johnny is 100 pounds overweight because their parents feed them too much freaking food. Damn! When you go for your first day of jogging, you look like I did. You're strutting along. You don't look like you're running. That is not day one. You build up to that. And so I don't care if your first mile took you 16 minutes. Whatever that is fine. As long as you're not walking. Walking doesn't count. And from then on, you can then gauge that speed. The next day, if you're sore, you don't run again. It's too hard. You take a day off. On your day off, you go for a walk. The next day after that, you're not sore anymore. You can then jog again. If you did a 16-minute mile, perhaps you did it now in 15 minutes and 50. Whatever. It's a little bit faster, or you can go a little bit further. And over time, you become better at jogging. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be jogging. Whatever activity you want. Maybe you want to play sports. You play some tennis, some basketball, some soccer. There's going to be a lot of jogging and running going on, and that will make you fit. You don't need to think about Chris Bumstead trying to be some kind of dual athlete. First day, Chris almost tore his quad and his hamstring. He's doing all this functional training, and for what? All he needs to do is go and have some fun. Like, Chris is training for what? I want to be a dual athlete. What? What do you want to be able to do? I want to be able to do everything. Pick a sport and go with it. If C-Bum wants to challenge Coach Greg at pickleball, we'll play that. Whatever sports you want to play, you should be able to do it. And so it's not about being perfect in every single motion and doing this athletic move and that and borrowing every skill from every friggin' sport. You just move. You have fun. You do what you did in gym class. You pretend you were in Coach Greg class. What did we do? We played tag. How did you play tag? You ran away from somebody trying to tag you. You run, you stop, you move. What about dodgeball? You duck, you dive. You dodge the wrench. You do what you need to do. And every sport involves different activities. And the more sports you do, the better you get. All the muscles learn to move. You become functional. It's not because you did this exercise and that, you just moved during that sport. And so pick a sport and go with it. And so somebody wrote, of course, giving him a helping hand, just run around your crib, bro. Just every day be like, I'm going to just go and see what I bought. Run around the yard, run around the house, and you're good.
I'm going to try sprinting. I haven't done this since like high school, but I do want to become a little more healthier.
Why are we starting out with sprinting? Bro went from going for walks, not doing cardio, to jogging a mile with difficulty, and suddenly he needs to sprint. Why are we going all in? Oh, I just decided to become a functional athlete. On day one, I ran a mile. On day two, I sprinted. That would be equivalent to saying, hey, I just joined the gym. On day one, I went for 10 reps on the squat with as heavy weight as I could handle. And the next day, I went for a 1 rep max. Why can't we just lift? Why can't you just run? Perhaps jog a little bit. You could jog 100 meters and stop, walk, jog back. You don't have to go all out.
Better cardiovascular system. Not becoming a hybrid athlete. I just want to become better.
Start with some zone 2. You can then go to zone 3, then zone 4 and zone 5. He's already up to zone 5 on day, 2? And so rather than this, that mile was too quick. If you were cooked after a 10-minute mile, you were probably in zone 4. Most likely, it's too hard. Take your time. Slow it down. Most of your training should be in zone 2. And what is zone 2? It should feel like you could keep that pace up for a couple hours. Like if you're jogging and at any point you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is hard. I need to stop. It's too hard. That's what you do on your harder days. And once you've built a base, say several months in, you're now jogging those 10-minute miles, no problem. Hey, At this point, let's do some intervals. Perhaps run hard for 5 minutes and then walk for 5 minutes. Let's go back and forth. You can improve your pacing. You can run a little bit harder, push yourself so that you're out of breath. And this is all you need to do. If you then want to really push yourself, you can, of course, get into competitions. You can try to get your VO2 max as high as possible, but you don't need to start sprinting on day one.
Run, Forrest, run!
And so, of course, if you're concerned with your cardio, if you're feeling out of shape, you're getting winded, gassed out, this is a supplement that you need. It's called GO2 Max. It plays off VO2 Max. This is for people who actually want to improve their cardio. Are you fatigued, let's say during a 10-minute mile? This is what you get. This is the #1 supplement in the world. And trust me, if you don't improve, you have a money-back guarantee and a $50 gift card. What do you have to lose? There is, in fact, tons of research to support the main ingredient, NMN. It improves both people who are unathletic, like fat people, lazy, in walking a mile test, improve dramatically, as well as your high-level athletes. This is the supplements that Coach Greg, as well as my HTLT cycling team are using. And on top of that, if you want to add in Turk Builder Max to improve the muscle growth, then that is the ultimate stack, the healthy fit stack. You want to have both muscle and cardio, kind of like a Coach Greg. GO2 Max and Turk Builder, code Greg for 15% off. And while you're at it, of course, go to AlgoRx. Use code Greg. It's on sale right now. Code Greg is 20% off. There's only 2 sales where it's that cheap. And so please head to AlgoRx as fast as possible, as there's only a few days left in the sale. AlgoRx can sell you blood work. Of course, it can do the peptides. Do you need the GLPs, enclomiphene, exactly whatever you need? Go to AlgoRx. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo for AlgoRx. Of course, watch one of those 2 bloops. If you want to be sponsored, if you want to carry the supplements in your store and or gym, or you want to be coached, get on the link, click it right now, and until next time, I am out.